ApORKalypse! Ladies and gentlemen, the Warbosses of the ApORKalypse.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Warboss show with myself, 6+ Stevo. We've got Sydney, the Drunken Ork.
Hello.
And we've got Skarnair from Plastic Crack Gaming.
What's the crack?
So we are going to be doing, you got a bit of a 3-in-1 today, guys.
I love a good 3-in-1.
A menage a trois. You got the three of us.
I meant the takeaway. I don't know what you were on about.
Well, to be fair, Yanni said menage a trois, which I believe is a small green pea. So I think we're in the clear.
What was I saying? All I think of is
Three
menage a
in
trois
one.
now. Oh yeah.
Two up the front, one up the back.
That was a slippery slope, wasn't it? Yeah, you get a 3-in-1 today. You get 3 war bosses, and you get 3 topics because we're each working on a different project at the moment, and yeah, we're just gonna sort of hobby and chill and discuss what we're working on. And if you guys let us know in the comment section below, let us know what you're working on. If you haven't got a project in front of you right now, pause the video, grab some bits, grab some paints, and get working while you listen to us waffle on. So what are you guys going to be working on?
Well, I've decided to try and get some more paint on my little Grot tanks.
Grot tanks, we've been seeing a lot of them on the channel lately.
Oh, nah, well, I look the same since the first time, and now that's a problem. But I'm getting to the stage where I just need to get I've got the metals on, I've got the crew painted. I just need to get the normal Grot colours I use when I do my Grot vehicles are blue, yellow, red. Hitting up with the 3 primaries, just on the odd armour panel, not all over. And yeah, I just need to do that really, and then paint up pipes and barrels and canisters, and I'll be done.
Yeah.
And I can get rid of them. Finally move on. So I'll be doing that.
Grot tanks are awesome, though, aren't they? They're just
they are
so approachable. So I think it's a great unit for a sort of first-time kit basher.
Oh yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Quite a simple thing, isn't it? We can beat us.
Yeah, there's a lot of options as well at the moment. I say options as well at the moment. There was a while ago with those. I mean, they were roundly referred to as Temu tanks, but you know you got 4 for about a £5 or £6. Compared to the prices that is normally expected from GW, and to be fair, you know, let's not just vilify them. Other companies that also did them, like Cromlech and what have you, and even the 3D printed ones aren't always cheap. Some places you can't get them very cheap. I know the Pale Ork done some 3D prints, which, I mean, I think he was basically just asking to, you know, cover the cost of light bulbs or something when he was designing them. It was like $1 or $2. Australian dollars, dollary dues as well. So
yeah,
you know,
Pale Ork's 3D.
Nice.
Yeah, they are nice. He's made some really nice stuff actually, and I don't think I don't think he's very well known. But yeah, there's some good stuff there, isn't there?
There definitely is. I'm trying to think what they were on. Was it My Mini Factory?
Something like that. We shall have to find it and share the link in the description below.
Yeah.
So hopefully we've remembered to do that, people. If we haven't, nudge us in the comments and then we'll fix it. But we'll put it in the description of the video. So the link there is for everyone to click on.
Yeah, but it's what canny. But I mean, I started these when you could have Grot tanks. Now I know. I mean, really, I'm still gonna have Grot tanks. They've always used legend rules, but I do think they got done wrong a little bit.
How do you mean?
Well, you know, with GW sort of removing them from
Oh, right. I see what you mean.
Not
Yeah.
Legends. Yeah.
Yeah, putting them into Legends. I think that was a bit. Don't really understand it. It might have been a knee-jerk reaction to, the Dread War. Oh, hang on a minute. Will this cover Grot tanks? Oh, I think it will. Yeah. Is that not going to be a bit powerful? Potentially. Let's not risk it. Just stick them in Legends. I'm sure that's what happened.
Games Workshop really just don't give a fuck about Forge World, do they?
No, they don't.
It's gone at this stage, though. It's not
Yeah.
even.
Well, it's not even mentioned as Forge World, is it? It's down on the site as Expert Kit.
Yeah.
And it's got a 15 rating. Instead of
Where?
whatever the other stuff is. I don't even know. Christ.
The instructions are rated R, that's for fucking sure.
Oh my god, Jesus! Don't even talk about instructions for Forge World stuff.
I'm going down there on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which is 2 days from today, or I've been if this gets put out next Sunday.
But you probably have been at the right week,
Yeah.
though. So how was it?
I imagine it's good.
Cue the screenshots now.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like you had a great time then, Sid,
As you can see from the pictures, I had a thoroughly
Awesome.
time. I'll be able to put a word in there, you see. When I walk away after spending £200 at Forge World, or choke on a bone in a chicken burger at Bugman's or something, I haven't. I'm going to have a few games of Blood Bowl with Clint.
And did you have to moon while standing on the rhino outside?
Well, I think we know the answer to that.
Yeah.
How could you not?
Bear in my arse, that's an instant battle shock test, I'm telling you. Christ. What is it?
Well, certainly you'll dish out some
age.
devastating wounds with that arse, I'll tell you
You get to a
that.
certain age and your arse doesn't even look like an arse anymore. It's like, what the fuck's happening?
I think it's just you don't recognize it
Deflated
anymore.
balloon.
Yes,
It's been so long since you've seen it, you don't recognize it as your own, therefore it's a terrifying sight.
What the hell's that following us?
The horror.
Present that is, Jesus, wept.
I am going to be tipping away hobby-wise on some Battletech stuff. So what has happened is some of the guys at the club we're talking about doing a campaign game. So what we're doing is the Battle of Tukid. So this is a source book, and I'll be playing one of the factions, which is Jade Falcon, and there's force construction rules. So if you watched some of my advent calendar salvage box just last year, there were some clan mechs, and I've picked some of the mechs that would be applicable to this faction in that era, and I'm building up 2 small forces. So 2 stars. A star would be 5 mechs, and each of those 5 mechs would be a sort of an army for a game. So what I'm doing is I'm picking the units to put into those forces and looking at the sort of campaign availability. So there's random mech assignment tables and such, and then you'll look. I know the screen isn't the best for it, but there are random mech assignment tables. Do you know what? I can take pictures or scans and then give them to whoever's editing the video, and they'll be like, haha, observe.
You
Said
can.
random assignment tables. So you can roll randomly or you can pick forces. And the guys that I have picked are the Clan Jade Falcon Horde Talon. They'll be the force. So I'll be painting. I'll actually paint this unit up as the specific color scheme for this unit in Tukid. Like it's kind of weird because it's like it'd be like fighting a Horus Heresy game where you have like a campaign book and it tells you what units would have been available at what specific battles, and you can paint them up and do them as their unit colors. It's kind of like that if you're coming from a 40K perspective. So there's set unit colors for these guys. These guys are basically like a camouflage with turquoise trim, so turquoise accents picked out. So it'd be like Xandri Dust and then like Castellan Green. You do a Xandri Dust base probably, then do a pattern of Castellan Green, and then you'd pick out with a turquoise color. I don't know one off the top of my head from GW. And that would be their color scheme. So it's going to be sort of camouflage, and then I have decals for the Jade Falcon, and I'll do them up. but that's what the plan is. To paint them up and play the campaign, the Tukiad campaign, using the Tukiad book. And each of these factions has so each of the clans have their own specific little campaigns because they were given their own objectives. The whole idea was the clans invaded, they disappeared off in the Battletech universe for, I think it was about 250 years, and then reappeared to show these heathens the true knowledge of Karinsky. And then eventually this led to them steamrolling their way towards Terra. And then the Battle of Tukiad was set up as a challenge towards them. So the whole idea is each clan has 2 objectives to complete. So each clan, using the Battle of Tukiad book, they each have their own sort of mini campaign where you can then try and play through. Historically in the game, they lost, but if you play through and pick the units yourself, and then your mate plays a Comstar, maybe, who knows, maybe they might win. But it's really cool. You get like I've taken a map, but there's a nice map in the back, but there's a lot of campaign stuff in here. There's lore, there's units as well. So some of the source books are really worth getting a hold of. And they're just really nice books. You know what I mean? And they're sort of they're standalone as well. So it's not a case of you're buying it now and it's out of date like in a couple of years. Like these things are mint. You know, there's great artwork in them. There, like I said, there's units, there's lore. You know what I mean? It's class. Like I think they're well worth an investment. And then in the likes of the campaigns, you can roll randomly for units, or you can pick what units you want, depending on if they're frontline units or not. So you know, there's a lot in it. There's an awful lot in it. It's not bad for 40 quid, like, you know, depending on who you bought it at. Yeah. 40 quid, 45 quid. Like, this is the quality, you know, that I wish Games Workshop did this level of detail in a campaign book, because this is the stuff I used to love. I used to love like City Fight, and I think they did the last campaign book I remember them doing was Firestorm, I think. They did like Eye of Terror and stuff like that. But this is the sort of product I've always wanted GW to do, you know, to put this level of detail into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be class. But you know, I'm enjoying it. It's great. It's great for. So take note, Games Workshop. Go buy some Catalyst games, and you know, be inspired. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm doing. I'm building a force for a campaign at the moment.
Nice. So what how many mechs have you got on your desk in front of you?
Well, how many mechs I have on my desk in front of me is too many. But I'm picking out what ones I do or don't want, because because I've got, like, Jesus, I've got all sorts of mechs here. There's like a tournament color scheme that I do, so I've started painting up one of the Kickstarter mechs. It hasn't arrived yet. In tournament colors, I was trying non-metallic metal, I think was the last thing I was trying to paint, and I was using some Ork boys. I'll give an image, I'll take a picture and send it over. Some of the non-metallic metal I was trying to.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's looking good. Even from the tiny little bit on the screen I can see here. It's yeah, that looks tidy, mate.
I thought you were just reacting to the image that we're going to put on later.
Well, that as well. If he's impressed by the blurry mess shown now, it's like, well, wait until I send you a crisp image. But you know, I think
I'm still getting over the moon.
I'm just enjoying the hobby at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, we did our league, and what really sort of got the creative ball rolling for me was doing all the Storm Boys. As swimmingly as they performed on the table, I actually really enjoyed making the clump foliage smokestacks for them, you know what I mean? And doing that, I thought that was great crack. That was, I have to say, for my hobby field, that was well worth it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to do the same with some other units. So I've actually got my hands on a Battletech map scale Union dropship. So the plan is to get the dropship and do like the plumes the same way I did for the Storm Boy. So do a big plume,
nice,
and it'll look really cool. Now, it's not mech scale. It's not in scale to the mechs, because that would be huge. I do have an image of a mech scale dropship that was at the UK Games Expo. Those of you who were there would probably remember it if you were at the stairs. It was massive. You couldn't miss it. The thing was huge, like the size of a small child. That's mech scale, all right?
Right.
That's in scale with the mechs. This one is map scale, so it's a bit more friendlier in regards to the transport. You know, it's a
That one's mech scale. This one is far away.
I love a good Father Ted reference. I really do. And we should do that. We should do a meme. You know, map scale. Far away. Yeah, that's what I'm up to at this moment. Anyway, I'm just building.
Nice. So you literally you're gonna pick out the ones during this that you want tournament colors.
Campaign colors for this force, like a historical battle that I'm doing. I think that's the thing I like about BattleTech. It's like it's science fiction, so you can do your own thing with it. But at the same time, it's been going for, it's like this year is 40th year of BattleTech. It's been going for 40 years. Like there's 40 years of lore. You know?
Yeah, they're pretty much they very much started up around the same time, didn't they? With GW, like the age range from varies.
GW's Warhammer Fantasy, I think, was 83 or 84, so about the same time. But 40K, I think, was a couple of years later. Because I do remember watching an interview with Rick Priestley when he was giving out about it. Because like he did their Warhammer Fantasy battle game, and then he was like, "Well, sci-fi is what I want to do." But yeah, if you meet Randall Bills out there and you shake his hand, he's on his Operation Unification World Tour of 2024. You'll get a 40th anniversary patch. I have mine here. Hey. So that's to be velcroed onto whatever bag or patches. But yeah, it's good fun. I'm enjoying it. It's good crack. You know yourself. Waiting for me Kickstarter to arrive. There's a load of Kickstarter stuff at the time of recording. It's all starting to be delivered. But
get more bits.
More bits. All the gubbins is. So that should be good crack. What about yourselves? What are you thinking, like, creativity was? Like, the Stone Boys have really sort of pushed the boat out for me, wanting to try different things that I've known for ages, but not bothered to. Like, even with the airbrush, I was starting to mess around with I reckon the gaff. My desk is an absolute mess, by the way. I should send you an image of that so you can be like, holy Jesus, there's barely space. But I started messing around with, like, trying to do pre-shading on a Spitfire because I want to do that with the dropship. So I'll send you an image of that where it's me practicing on this. Shout out to the lads at Mark's Models for sorting me out with a kit just off their scrap heap. And yeah, that's, you know what I mean? I found when we did our league and doing the airbrushing and actually using the airbrush and figuring out how to do the flames properly, that I was happy with. I was like, oh, okay, I can actually use this. You know what I mean? Like, I've had an airbrush for 10 or 12 years. I just never bothered to use it properly. So it's sort of like, I like that we did our league, but it sort of pushed me to break through a threshold of creativity. Because I always find there's hesitation. Now, the miniatures aren't cheap. So for me, the reluctance to try something on them, you know what I mean? Because it's 30-something quid a box of Stone Boys. And what did I paint up? I painted 30 of them. So what's that? That's like 180 odd quids worth of miniatures. And it's like, oh yeah, well, you know, I'm going to paint them up in this sort of scheme. You know what I mean? But it's well worth it. You know what I mean? If you push the boat,
I think it is right. Yeah, I know it's in worth it. This is not the point you're making, but I'd imagine you'd be able to sell them on for more than that now. I think people would either be like, oh hell yeah, because they're bloody lovely and they were cool to fight against on the table. It was a cool image. Well, there's one we can talk about because it's one of the first ones. With all your Storm Boys surrounding my Death Dread and that, and the flying in, it just made for a cool image, and it just looked awesome. It really did.
Yeah, exactly. Like cool. It has to look good. For me, more than anything. I mean, my problem now is that I'm not used to playing 40k anymore. Like I was trying to think, like, before we played the league. The last game I played was one game of 9th edition with you lads, which was the Mega Battle.
Last Warboss, mate.
And then before that, the last game I actually played before that, I think was 8th edition before COVID kicked in. February before COVID. When was that? 2020? 2020, wasn't it? 2020.
Yeah, COVID was
So
20.
like my experience and keeping up with the meta is like nah. So I think for me it's like it's just rule of cool now. Does it look cool? Do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I
It's
go
the
with.
more rewarding way to do your hobby for sure. It's
I mean,
just
each
better.
to their
it's
own,
more
but
fun.
that's how I'm approaching it now. It's like either real cool or I'd be interested in building a retro army with like the 4th edition codex. And that that's 40k for me at the moment. Otherwise, it's all BattleTech all the time. You know what I mean? Going to tournaments, going to events as a demo agent, teaching people how to play. Just going nuts. We'll be at Essen Spiel if you're there this year. That's at the start of October over in Germany. So if anybody's dropping over there, drop by the Catalyst booth and say hello. We'll teach you how to play BattleTech or Leviathan still. Will be a bit of crack.
I'll see if I've got time. I'll probably be munching on a bratwurst.
He means his cock.
Yeah, I do. I like a lot of the German beers. It depends on which region you're in. They've a lot of beers for different parts. I learned this the hard way when I first went there years and years ago. When you ask for a beer from Berlin in a different region, they're like, oh, they don't like that. They really don't. If you like going to Newcastle or something like that, and asking for a London ale instead of a local one. But the Germans really sort of push it here. Wouldn't in the UK it wouldn't be too much of a problem, but over there, oh no, that's a big faux pas. You know what I mean?
You will drink this? No!
Oh, offended. Oh, literally, I had a waiter. He was like, "What? We don't serve that muck here, pretty much." Oh, go crack though. Well worth a visit. That's what we should do. Warbosses on tour where we just like go around Europe gaming. 10 years from now, when the channel's monetized and it's able to bankroll the trips. 2 decades later. Sponsored by Bitburger. Bitte ein bitte.
Well, I am painting yellow.
Yay.
Just for a change.
Just for a change. I'm going to say I wouldn't have guessed that.
Literally, it's the only paint I've got out on my desk. They're all because I store them in them drawers behind me now.
Ooh,
so it's made a lot more space. So I just get out what I need. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go. I'm literally doing a really monotonous task of putting the second coat of yellow on all these feral orcs. Just on their wrist straps and little armor plates and whatnot. Because they are still on my hobby desk. What is? I mean, there's 20 of the fuckers, but and I think that's what's slowed me down. If I needed any help in that department, but they're a nice. I mean, I picked them because I thought, yeah, I'll get them done quick. It's just skin and a little loincloth, isn't it? A piece of piss. But I'm just doing what I always do. I'm trying to be meticulously neat at this stage before I get the wash on that. And they're coming along nicely. They're coming along, but I'm just sort of going with the flow. I've been very non-hobby focused of late. Been busy with other things in life. But the one hobby thing that I have done is sort my shit out, like with me storage and displays, and got this set up now. And I'm hoping it's cleared the area and it's cleared my hobby space, and it's quite a nice environment to be in now. And I'm hoping that sort of entices me in to crack on and do the hobby and that. And doing videos like this is a great motivator. Actually, it's right. Well, I'm going to be on there. I'm going to be sat there anyway, filming the thing. So it's an opportunity to kill 2 birds with one stone. So even if I only do a bit, it's still progress.
So
they are looking
at the same
good.
sort of stage with all of them? Like 60-70% done with all of them?
Well, they're a way to go. Yeah, they've got their skin on. I'm getting the second coat of yellow on. I need to paint their sort of tabards and stuff because I am going to go for a little bit of variety with these. A lot of them will be like squig skin ones, but I'm going to mix up the colours a little bit because I'm going to see it as all the indigenous life on said planet that they're on. They're hunting it for skins and furs and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'll have some with some grey fur, some with some brown fur and that. But they've very much got the yellow on, and they'll have a little bit of black on them, and they'll tie in with the rest of the army, but there'll be little splashes of colour amongst them. I still don't know what I'm going to use them as yet. I always going like feral orcs, but I'm like, I don't know. I might just chop and change between them. I might use them as beast snaggers sometimes,
You can.
and then use them as feral orcs other
Yeah.
times because
You
they're
can do
fit.
that with any of them.
Yeah, I mean, they fit the look. You tell them they're feral orcs, yeah, cool. You tell them they're beast snaggers, so like, yeah. Although I have equipped them for a thing because I've got one with a rocket bow and another one up there somewhere with the rocket bow, which are obviously rocket launchers.
Yeah.
But I suppose I could say they're the what's it there? The
Thump
boom, the thump gun. The thud gun. Thump or thud? Thump. It's thump gun, isn't it?
Oh, well, I don't even know now.
Yeah. I'm sure the thud gun isn't that like the squats weapon or something?
Oh, yeah, that could be.
Artillery.
Thud gun might have been, yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I always get confused with them. But yeah, the shotgun thing that the beast snaggers have, I suppose you could
It is a
count it
thump
as
gun.
one of them.
It is a thump gun.
Thump gun, yeah. They should have done thump with an F. What's like
Thump.
Thump gun. What sort of orcs doing is TH? No orcs is speaking like that. It's a hard F.
Yeah. I mean, Gazgold Frack, I would agree with you.
Yeah, he didn't spell his name. That's the Umis spelling his name like that.
He's even got a fucking H in Gaz.
Orcs are so inconsistent with that, aren't they? With the like, is there an S on the end or is there a Z on the end? Because killer cans, don't they have an S on the end? And they really fucking shouldn't. I'm sure it's the killer cans, and I'm always like,
just to go back to Gazgold for a second.
When you say it, it even sounds like a Z.
This is the thing. Like, his name is actually from Black Speech from Tolkien. I actually messaged Andy Chambers about it because years ago we were on a forum and someone was saying, "Oh, you know, he's secret. You know, he's actually named after Thatcher because it's like Mag Uruk Thraka."
Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, exactly right. So there is that, but it's So I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna go to the horse's mouth and ask Chambers himself. So I messaged him years ago, and he was like, "Oh no, this is like a bad penny that keeps coming back." He's not. And then he gave me a list. He's like, "It's from Black Speech, from Lord of the Rings, and it basically means like big metalhead, you know, uber leader or whatever, or something like that." That's why his name is like that. But it's what is it? Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like LSD.
LSD, but it's got nothing to do with LSD.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with it because if you look at interviews with John Lennon, he talks about how his son had done a picture, and you know he was asked him what it was, and it was it's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds because that's
who's that? It's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. It was a lass in his class or something
like that. Yeah. But people are absolutely adamant that it means something else because they've gotten this idea in their head. It's the same thing. So if anybody tells you that he's named after Margaret Thatcher, which is hilarious as that would be, they're wrong.
There you go.
You can understand why people think that about the Lucy in the Sky Diamonds, though, can't you? Because it's very much a lot of music, especially from that period.
Oh yeah. The
was coded, you know, because it's not like today where you can just, you know, yell out whatever. They had to sort of code it in, didn't they? Like, there's loads of examples.
Except they didn't. Which is the same. Yeah, so it's the same. It's the same thing. Like the Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is the same thing that we're having with people saying, you know, Gal's School is named after Thatcher when he isn't. You know what I mean? It's people seeing a pattern or something has to be, you know, it seems too good not to be true, kind of, you know what I mean?
Is this
which-
the Nelson Mandela
the Mandela effect, is it?
yeah, effect, where if enough people believe something, it sounds all very Yorkish to me. But if if people, it's like a common misconception that a lot of people believe.
Maybe, yeah, because it's like the dwarfs in Snow White. They don't actually sing, and they don't actually sing. It's off to work we go. It's and home to work we go, is what they sing. And a lot of people think that it's So yeah, like we're full of these misconceptions. You know what I mean? Society,
Like killer cans being spelt with a Z because they are spelt with an S.
Yeah.
Just confirmed it, which is just fucking odd.
Do you know what I find odd?
Bugs me.
Evil Sons is spelt with a Z, yeah?
Yeah.
Death Skulls, S.
Yeah.
Like at the end, not like in front of the
They
kid.
are very, very inconsistent with their.
I mean that's on par for GW though. Like if
Yeah.
they're consistently inconsistent, like that's on brand, like, you know.
Yeah, very much so.
When Sid said evil sons with a Z, it doesn't mean evil sons.
Yes.
It's not that S that's a Z.
Although, do you know what? The first time I saw that written down, which was White Dwarf 119, I believe,
Right.
had the 6 Ork clans in September 1989.
Pretty specific memory. Fair play to you.
Yeah, first episode of White Dwarf I ever bought. Had the blood axes on the front, with a mech fixing the
leg.
can
I know
leg.
the image you're on about.
I didn't have a fucking clue what he was fixing for the longest time, because you kind of see the whole thing. You can just see a leg and a bit of body. I thought it was like a landing craft or something. But anyway, that's all going on. But I saw Evil Sons and I misread it. And I thought they were called Evil Snuz. And I thought they were called Evil Snuz for a few years. Like every time you see it, you just start, you see the evil, you get the S, you go, I know what this is going to say. I'm going to skip to the end of this word, save time. More time to look at pictures. And I suppose in the same way, I always thought John Lydon's name, Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols, was John Linden. I just misread it. And for years, I thought it was right. And then when oh shit, it's that.
It's like those sentences, isn't it, that they put up? You see them on like social media and stuff all the time. Read this quickly. Now go back and read it and see that you read it wrong, and you fuck it, because you just do it on like autopilot.
Yeah. How many F's are in this sentence?
Yeah,
3.
and then
There's
all
12.
the little obs and that get ignored.
Yeah. It's mad.
Yeah.
But at least Linden and Lydon, you could both be surname. What the fuck's a snuzz?
Isn't it one of them blankets you wear?
With a big sun on it.
Yeah, evil snuzz.
I was only a little. I was over 13.
Yeah, no, it happened to a few people. One of the lads used to call Chaos Black Chaos Black or Charles Black.
Shit.
Yeah. Chaos Black.
I had a mate that called GIFs all the time.
Yeah, that's still know people who say that.
War.
That's a war against humanity. That's a crime against humanity.
And then they just do it to be different and be unique in some way. And
I bet he sends you memes as well, doesn't he?
Hilarious. He fucking does. Oh, sorry, doing it on purpose.
I've got these
all a big
memes
wind
and
up.
gifs you might like. You fucking having an aneurysm. When your eyes has just gone red.
You fucking idiot.
One single tear of blood rolling down your cheek. Yeah. It's good that we don't let the little things get to it.
It is. Yeah.
But you can understand it, especially in 40k, or let's be honest, in fantasy. And by fantasy science fiction, anything like that. There's a lot of weird names. And people are going to misread them or just not have a fucking clue how to say them. I mean,
for ages I couldn't. Battle for McCrag. I for longest time called it Battle for McCraggy.
Or Tzinch or Tzinch. I used to call it Tzinch.
Mm.
Like it's cinch, sort of
Cinch.
like that
Yeah.
tease head. Like,
Sean.
there's loads of them. There's loads of them. Like, so
Yeah,
Jesus.
well, it was always, like I say, it was always Abaddon.
Abaddon.
Thought Abaddon. He's a
Oh, I
leader.
never
He's the leader of
did. It's
chaos. He's the
Abaddon.
leader
Doesn't
of
sound
chaos.
right,
Of
Abaddon.
course, he's Abaddon.
He's a Baden, isn't he?
This is his
Yeah.
Captain Wrongin. Right?
Yeah, but it's not his mum talking to his school teacher or something, or the local Bobby. It's...
Oh, he's Abaddon, that one. What's he done now? He destroyed 4 planets. Oh, what a Abaddon. You know what I mean? Made perfect sense.
I'll have you for this,
You know,
Abaddon.
Yeah, and you still hear people sort of mispronounce. Well, I say mispronounce. It's from a very personal perspective, really, isn't it? I count it as In fact, there's a famous, I say famous, very well known, wargamer. I think does Twitch streams and what have you, but he's always on large YouTube channels as well. And he's not so much mispronouncing, but you know it's an argument that North and South has a lot. He's not from the UK, so he's away from this. Whereas I would say Bath.
Yeah.
Whereas I
Bath.
believe you would say Bath. Well, yeah, or in Bath with an F. Right.
Yeah.
But,
It's common.
Common
southerner.
fucking stupid. He's pronounced the T, right? But
Bath.
it's that thing. But it's more. I've heard the Bath thing plenty enough, and the dance and all that sort of stuff. But when he's playing, he advances and shoots his blasters, and it just hits all the wrong switches in my brain. And I'm sure he's a lovely fella, and I've not heard anything bad about him. I've heard good things.
It's just your heritage, mate. It's so deep inside you, just makes you want to tear his head off.
I cannot. Oh, the fella there blasters.
It's genetic, mate. You can't help it.
He's not even from the UK, so it's like
no, but it's bringing back, visions of Southerners. So yeah, so. Southern invaders,
But do you say blaster?
Blaster. Yeah, but I wouldn't sort of accentuate the R.
No, it's worse
blaster.
than that. I felt
it's not
nothing.
blaster. I wouldn't say blaster.
I felt nothing when you said it there.
Blaster. Yeah, blaster.
It's like
the rage hasn't built up.
Blaster. I am going to initiate my blasters.
What's the extra D6 movement you get if you want to push it? And you've had your
advance.
You see, you said advance.
Advance, yeah.
Advance. Yeah, it wasn't.
I am saying advance, but it's just not as.
It's worse. It's worse than that shit. Definitely. I'm not.
His voice sounds like it's as bad as someone doing an impression of a Southerner.
I've never heard anybody else say it like that. I've heard people from that country talk many times. Never heard me say it like that.
I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe it's just a bit odd.
I was literally about to say, for anyone else watching who hasn't got a clue who they're talking about, you're not the only one. I haven't got a bog's
guesses down in the comment section below. Link to
I don't want to name any names because I'm not throwing.
What YouTuber sounds like a Ponzi nonsense?
Sid will confirm. Yeah, that's the prick.
It's just
give him hell.
No, not a prick. Not a prick. Just it's just one of them things. Just a compatibility issue.
Yeah, no, yeah.
In the same way, I have to punch the TV every time I see Jacob Rees-Mogg on it. I kind of, it's just certain, just fucking.
I'm a man of the people. Vox populi, vox dei.
No.
Oh, don't. I've been watching some. I've been one hobby sort of thing I have been doing of late is watching a lot of YouTube. Even when I have my sort of lulls in the hobby and that, I'll still consume other content and stuff. And I've seen some political 40k videos, and
political 40k, Jesus Christ!
And I'm like, especially recently with the elections and that has just happened, and I'm like, oh god, and I'm like, should I click on it? Should I click on it? And I wished I hadn't.
No,
it just made me so fucking angry. It just made me so fucking angry. I'm like, oh, this is just such a one-sided perspective. This is just, it's just. It's why I have always just steered well away from any of that shit, because
Pretty much, like it's
it's a
escapism.
lose.
The
No matter
hobby's
what you
escapism.
do,
Why would you drag
Yeah,
reality into your hobby?
exactly.
It's
And
like, get
I'm
away
not
from it all.
going to. Give my views, my opinions on fucking and political stuff on a channel about the hobby. It's just not going to happen, because no matter what you do, no matter which side of the fence you're on or what your perspective is, whatever your view is on any topic, you're in most cases going to piss off 50% of the audience, you know, on average, because no, we don't all agree on shit. Fucking hell. How many times have we rowed on here about fucking whether a unit's good or not? Or
They're only 25% if they're what's it called now? It's not UKIP. What is it? It's the other crowd.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do
This
it.
can be edited out.
Yeah, that's true. Thank fuck for that.
This was live. It'd be a different matter altogether, my good friends.
But yeah, so yeah, but, yeah, I just I think my only sort of stance on anything like that on YouTube is just stay away from it. It just no good ever comes from it.
No,
It's yeah, but there are some channels out there that really, you know, on both sides of the fence that really fucking try to ram political stuff into the hobby, and it's just not good. It's not good. On a cheerier note, I've been watching a lot of lately as a channel. I think everyone should watch is Bill making stuff. I have been consuming shitloads of his stuff, and he got me the other night. I sat there in bed and I didn't have the energy to hobby, but I started doodling. And
was this the guy who did the water paints? And
yeah,
I watched that. That was great.
He done tonks, and he does a little bead bot.
Yeah, the bead bots and that, and he's just done so much stuff, and he's entertaining. He's got a real dry sort of sense of humor, and
brilliant videos.
Yeah, it's delivered with, and the editing on it and stuff. It's just really slickly put together. But he just scratch builds everything, or draws. He always sketch. What I like is the format he takes. Like he's going to build something, but he'll always sketch it out first and then color it all in and watercolor it in. And he does these awesome little blueprint sort of rough design idea sketches, and they're just fucking awesome. And then create stuff out of junk, nothing. But yeah, really awesome. Bill making stuff, people. Go and check it out, because there's so much content on there that is applicable to Ork players, or anyone that does anything like Gaslands or anything like that. Any sort of post-apocalyptic stuff. There's just so much.
Well, his tonk stuff were basically grot tanks.
Grot tanks, really. Yeah. If you want to know how to make grot tanks, watch the tonks videos.
It did look like a fun little game as well. I saw him where he played himself, and then was using stop motion. The sort of like go across the board.
He does that with the bead bots as well. I can't remember what the game's called, but there's a game for the robots as well.
It's
Bangalang?
Bangalang.
Bangarang.
Yeah, it's either Bangarang or Bangalang. Bangalang ding dong. But it's it's cool. It looks awesome. I'm like, yeah, I would it's the content that gets me inspired, you know, to watch that and then go up and immediately start doodling a picture, and sort of wanting to do that same thing with the watercolor background and the art style he did. I'm like, I've really got a hankering. I want to do a Death Dread picture in that style of a Death Dread clambering over a load of junk, arms flailing and stuff and bullets firing. And yeah, so I saw that, it got me inspired. So I started doing, I find my little sketchbooks right here. It's not great. It's just very rough.
But you know what it made me realize? The way he approaches drawing stuff, it's like painting miniatures, because he did basically like a base coat and then did like, oh, nice.
There we go. A little doodle. Just a rough idea of the sort of thing I want to do. I ran out of space, so he ended up becoming a killer can. He was originally going to be a Death Dread. But
Yeah,
I'm
you
sort
had
of-
grander plans, but ran out of scrap.
Yeah, I did his body and I did his arms. I'm like, oh, hang on, he needs some more arms. I'm like, oh, fuck it, he's a killer can. It's only a rough doodle to get the idea, but yeah, I would quite like to, create some sort of, do a bit of artwork and stuff as well. Just, I don't know, I'm feeling creative lately, but I'm low on energy. I've got quite a lot else going on. Keeping up with bills and things, and I'm running my own business now as well. So it's early days, so it's just taking a lot of my energy and time. But the creative juices are still there. I'm just trying to find a bit of an outlet for them.
Yeah.
But it's just
Well, something like a sketch pad as well, something you can just stick in the van or have by the side of the settee or something when you're sitting watching telly with the missus or something,
that's
or whatever. And you can just pick it up and scribble in it.
Yeah.
Before I got back into this, I used to do quite a bit of drawing. Just doodles, like you say, just for myself. And I've got like some pads somewhere with old sort of like pencil sketches and sort of. I used to like doing pencil ones and then inking them in just with a black line drawings.
Yeah.
Bit cross hatching and what have you.
Yeah.
I did try adding colour to some of them, but they just ended up looking like fucking things I'd done when I was at school, because I'd be felt.
Well, that's why I liked the way he coloured, and I was watching it, and I'm
watercolours.
like,
His style.
the
was
watercolor
very good.
background, but then the painting pens that use like the markers basically, but then painting sort of over the black that you'd done.
Yeah.
But it's very much in the same style that certainly the way I paint my miniatures. It's like the highlights and the depth of color, and so it's like, wow, yeah, I'm really seeing how I'm taking what I've learned from doing this hobby, taking that back to a 2D thing to sort of give it some 3D depth and stuff. I've learned through the hobby ever since I discovered like 40k and that, and learned what I've learned. It's taught me a lot more in terms of like other aspects, like 2D art and sketching and stuff. But I really like the look of that, and I was like, yeah, I can do little doodles and things, and that. But I'm like, it looked like he created something really cool. But by the end of it, I wasn't going, God, it was amazing. I could never do that. I was looking at it going, I think I could have a go at that. It might not look quite as good as his, but I think I could come up with something actually and tie it in with the orcs and stuff. And don't know what I'd use it for. Put it, I don't know, but it'd just be fun to create. And and best thing about this video as well, this channel, 100 plus Shola, my youngest daughter, she's been watching it obsessively ever since. I showed it to her the other day. I said, look, she was sitting with me, and I said, she always does. Both my daughters are really creative and artistic, both of them, and they draw and sketch and make things all the time. And I'm really trying to encourage it. Definitely. Until I got the house sorted out, I was discouraging it quite a lot because it's just everywhere I go in the house. And Shola is a demon for delving into the recycle bin like a fucking raccoon. Every time that recycle bin is full to a breaking point with toilet rolls and cereal packets or whatever, oh damn it, she got to it before I could and created some castle or a rocket ship, or I don't know, a box to keep her teddies in, or a pencil case out or something. But it's which isn't a problem. It's just a problem that they end up all over the fucking house, in the kitchen, under my feet, and on the sofa, and it's like, get all this crap out of here. But it's awesome what they both create actually, and so I pointed her to this channel. She watched lots of like younger channels around the same idea, and I was really amazed actually at how much she enjoyed the content. She even got the bit where he talks to his cat co-host. She thought that was hilarious. All the little sound effects on the edit she thought were brilliant, and she really took it in. And so it's I thought that was quite impressive. It just shows the quality of the channel. I think that it's quite hard for a channel to appeal to sort of the different age demographic like that. And it was nice to see her enjoying content that didn't have to have stupid voices or dumbed down or overly patronizing. Like, he's talking to you like an equal, and she was enjoying it. So that, at 8 years old, that was quite impressive. But check it out, people. build making stuff. It's very inspiring stuff. What about you guys? Since we're on the topic of I don't know, YouTube content likes and dislikes. Tell us one you didn't like. Tell us one you did.
What have you been watching recently? I've been watching a lot recently, but not a lot of it has been Warhammer, to be totally honest with you, or even hobby related.
Yeah, in the same boat. We watch a lot of geopolitics, like, so.
I've watched a lot of politics.
I do as well, to be fair. I do watch a lot of political content. I just don't like it in my hobby content.
Yeah, I watched a lot of football stuff with the Euros being on, and I say a lot. Probably need more than normal, really. Probably slightly less because the clubs there. The Premier League's off at the moment, but this is something to keep us tidied out of the summer. And I've watched a lot. I've watched a lot of travel vids.
We're getting the bug, are we? Are we planning a tour?
Well, I've watched quite. So when I say quite a few, I mean more than one. Of people, generally Brits, living in Japan.
Right.
People visiting my home city from outside of the home city, because half the time I watch it and I go, "Oh, you fucker! I never knew that was it." You know what I mean?
All the stuff you take for granted, but the tourists love. Yeah,
they go off the beaten track. And they're like, in fact, due to one of them a while ago, we decided to go from work as a group, go on a Victorian tunnel walk through the old Victorian tunnels under the city. Now, I didn't know there was any tunnels under the city, but there's a whole network of them. They use as bomb shelters in World War II and that. So we missed the booking, basically, so we're having to do it next month now.
Well, you have to walk past Greg's to get to that bit, Sid. That's what it is.
Depends how I get there. But I believe there is a Greg's nearby, because there is everywhere.
You know damn well there's a Greg's nearby.
There's 32 Greg's in Newcastle, mate. There's plenty.
And you're keeping most of them in business.
You know when
I can't say fuck all. I go to Greg's pretty much weekly, man.
Yeah, honestly, I've not been for about 2 weeks. But I know.
They must be missing you. They'd be like, "Is he
phone.
all right?"
On the phone, checking them all right. The bank's been in touch, because there's been no Greg's transactions going through. It's like, I think your card might have been stolen.
Your card's been stolen.
But because I'm going down to Warhammer World on Tuesday, I've had a plan. I'm going to go to Greg's first, get myself a coffee and a sausage and bacon sandwich, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Fucking hell.
The mince pies were nice when I visited.
Christmas mince pies, yeah.
Christmas mince pies were nice. When was that? That was November, wasn't it? For Vindalanda.
Would have been, yeah.
I like their donuts. They do banging donuts. They're like a knockoff Krusty Kreme.
They are a bit, yeah.
Like Krusty Kreme from Wish.com, but it's all fake fucking cream and shit.
Crispy Kreme, man.
Krusty Kreme.
But these are Krusty Kremes.
They're Krusty Kremes, yeah. Krispy Kreme ones are nicer, but you're paying like £3 for a fucking cream donut.
Yeah, you eye them up in them fucking displays. You're like, oh yeah, you're like, price like
no. 4 for a tenner.
I've enjoyed a Krusty Kreme or a Krispy Kreme.
And what you do in your spare time, bud?
I tell you what I have done recently, which was thanks to a YouTube video. I've actually got it here.
Is that gold?
It was a coffee jar.
You're not labelling up your own samples again, are you, Sid? We talked about that.
It's a jam jar full of
potato water.
It's got this dead man's fingers. Is that a Z?
Right.
No. Coconut rum with a packet of Werther's Originals in it.
Why?
I'm like, is this like my brain?
Why are you doing this?
This is the weirdest concoction I've seen for someone to strip their
What
miniature.
are you going to do with this concoction?
Yeah, they don't fucking think. They want to drink it.
Why?
Fuck, that tastes like Werther's Originals.
Do you know what? It sounds weird as fuck. I've never heard of anyone doing anything like that before. But I've got to say, I imagine the combination of Werther's and coconut rum, it's probably quite a smooth tipple, isn't it?
That's lovely, that.
Dear.
To
To be fair, if I went in a shop and I saw like I don't know, some rum and it's like Werther's original limited edition, I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll have some of that. So yeah, fair play to you.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I thought you'd made a concoction to strip the
The
paint
strip
off.
miniatures.
Well, it probably would do that too, to be fair.
Yeah, it probably would. But
Or at least
yeah.
make a good varnish.
The next one is vodka gummy bears. Because apparently the gummy bears grow about 3 times the size. Just absorbing all the vodka. And
Well, it's better than your last
He's-
cocktail.
How would you get them
the
out of the
old,
bottle then?
well, you don't put them in the bottle. You fill it into a jar or something, don't you?
Yeah, see,
you
I was,
could pop-
I was
you could
thinking of
pop
like
them in the bottle,
vodka
couldn't you?
Skittles. You know what I mean?
drink some of it first, and then
Well, you
Yeah.
could, but the video I saw of it, he got a jam jar or a pickle jar, maybe. I don't know what, the big jar. And he filled
well,
it
I think
full of
wash that
spirits.
out first, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Mind if you never had a pickleback? Pickleback? Pickle Jack, sorry. Which is a shot of Jack Daniels. And
Not
a shot of-
Nickelback.
A shot
I
of
was
Jack
thinking,
Daniels.
is
and a
this
shot
like a
of gherkin
Canadian
vinegar.
shot?
No, but it's a shot of Jack Daniels and a shot of the pickle juice, some gherkins.
Oh, you know.
It's not bad actually. Mind, I'll go into the fridge, I'll look for something to drink, and I'll see a jar of gherkins, and I'll just crack the lid and I'll just have a swallow of it. Ice cold pickle vinegar.
Yeah, it's
full
a
of
wonder that
electrolytes.
doesn't have any effect on your digestive system, isn't it, Sid?
It is, it's amazing.
It's-
I think it actually
there's-
is power
You
good.
don't show any signs of, any troubles in that department. Do you invent these cocktails yourself? Is this Werther's? Is this yours? Do you
No, I saw somebody do it again on the it was a YouTube show
on the street corner
Some fella who
outside Greg's?
before he ate something, he said bone apple teeth, which I thought was crap. Bone apple teeth, and he done the other cilantro sort of cheers as well. But he done a few of them. The gummy bear one, when he actually used gin, not vodka. I'm not going that far. When he went back after a week, or until something interesting happened, all the gummy bears were still in there, which I didn't expect. But like I say, he took it out and he bit into it. He ate one. He was like, "Oh, it's like a shot of gin." And then he poured all the gin out, and he literally got a shot glass. That's all there was left of liquid. And he necked that and said it was the fruitiest, most intense fruity gin he'd ever tasted. So I thought, that's good.
Sid, your channel is titled The Drunken Orc. You clearly like a tipple. We've seen that on the channel before.
Mhm.
And you consume a lot of alcohol and content with alcohol, making these little things. I think that you should incorporate this into your channel. I think every project you do should start off with a different tipple that's
This
Custom
build
cocktail.
this
Custom
yeah.
with a K cocktail. There you go.
is sponsored by Blue Coconut, Dead Man's Finger. That's minging that, by the way.
I think it could. I think it would work quite well. I think you should you could probably end up with some good sponsorship deals, and probably even do the Snoop Dogg thing and start, creating your own beverages out there.
Mhm.
Because he's got his red wine out there, and he Cali Red.
Oh, I've seen that in the off
Yeah,
license actually.
I've
"What?"
yeah, seen it.
You not tried it?
I haven't. No, I'm ashamed to say I really should try it.
I'm not much of a red wine drinker, if I'm being honest.
No, what?
Do you know
I'd
what?
love to be.
I'm not, but I whenever I do have it, I'm like, do you know what? This is quite nice.
Yeah, I'd
But
love
I
to be.
very rarely
I like
choose
the
to
idea
have it.
of it, but I've never really found.
Do you know what? It's like white
Move.
wine. There's some you like and some you don't. I like a sweet wine. I can't stand a
Yeah, I like
really
sweet wine
fucking
myself.
dry.
Well, this is it,
So
right?
anything that tastes vinegary and stuff.
Yeah.
like-
So you like
Oh.
junior wine? You like
Yeah.
the wine on easy
I
mode,
like the Capri
right?
Sun wine.
You
That's
like-
what I
yeah.
like. Echo Falls
You'll-
and
you'll love a
all that
rosé,
sort of shit.
right?
Oh, I fucking love a rose. A fruity rose.
Zinfandel, something like that, right? When that's
Yeah.
right?
A
You love
white
that.
wine
Lots of
spritzer.
people do.
Spritzer.
You can drink it all
spritzer.
day. But it's really oaky. Fucking who likes a taste of oak? Who wants to eat fucking wood?
No one. That's who.
Right,
No one's
but some
chewing on a bit of
people do.
wood.
He means his cock.
Some people do. I'm not one of them. I'm not one. My mate loves these reds, and he's always getting reds. So, have a bit of this red, and I'm like, oh fucking hell, it tastes like carpet cleaner. After it's been through a carpet, it's not for me.
I've had some that taste like washing up liquid.
Yeah.
Just taste soapy.
And you
like,
used to
really
pay.
odd.
Used to pay for a bottle of wine. Used to be under £5. Mind, I was buying the cheap shit, which tastes like puddings. To be fair, you're right. But yeah, now it's talking over a tenner for a bottle.
Yeah, it does. Well, it does depend, doesn't it? But yeah, it's like I've had I used to work at an old people's home, and the old dudes would give me a little glass of sherry sometimes, and I had that, and it was fucking lovely.
Yeah, I love a sherry.
It was beautiful. I've bought sherry since at Christmas time, and it's always been fucking horrible.
Yeah,
And I've never been able to
again
find
dry
that.
and sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
you want the sweet
Bristol
one.
cream sort of sherry, or
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
if Bristol-
Whatever this old dear had,
I had
though,
a-
it was
I used
banging.
to
It
have
went
a-
down
I used to have a
smooth
litre
and
a Bristol
nice.
cream up there, which was my emergency for my whiskey ran out. And I did end up finishing
was
it
it?
off.
Please tell me you had in one of those breaking case of emergency
Yeah.
glasses
In case of
with
soberness,
a little toffee
break
hammer
glass.
beside it or something. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, you fuck around with the bottle. Sucking it at the carpet. Don't
You
waste it.
scrabble into the back of the cupboard for a bottle of Blue Nun.
I'm just looking. No, it did get
Christ,
finished.
well, that's been sitting there since the early 90s.
Yeah, or a Lambrini.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I quite like a port as well. Coburn's port was nice. It says Cockburn on the bottle, but what are you going to do?
Happens to the best of us.
He means his cock.
Lubricate, people. Lubricate. All right. And take your time, for fuck's sake. It's not a race. No.
Let's try to start a fucking fire.
Light some candles. Put some Enya on in the background. Spoil yourself. You deserve it. Well, this has got off topic, isn't it?
Just a little bit.
I haven't done a huge amount of painting. A few getting there, but yeah. Progress is being made. I found my knob.
He means his cock.
Well, that's good news.
He was hiding at the back there, the little fucker. There he is now. But no, I went the last game I had with Nick. I had a list written up, and then when I got there, I opened my box, and I'm like, "Fucking hell, I ain't got
Where's me
enough
knob?
knobs." Yeah, where's my knob? It was cold, all right. But no, yes, I had to quickly change my list, which is why I ended up with tank busters in that game. But in sorting the place out, I found him and his mates, one of which armor's fallen off. But I really want to get this guy finished up because they're so close to being finished now. Well, that first one I just held up. He literally just needs the bloody base painting. He's done. But this other fella, old 3rd edition metal fella, with the custom shooter and the quality plate
nice.
armor, which I love.
Heavy armor.
And he's got the custom shooter. He's just quality. He's just a completely bog standard. Yeah, he's all metal, no kit bash or anything. Because I just thought, you know what, you are perfect just as you are. I feel like some piano music should kick in.
Don't go change.
Yeah, there's a meme in that, isn't there?
Make it too.
Yeah, definitely a GIF. And I've got me one he's on about on the way as well, my wire banner knob as well. Who is heavily converted and his kit bashed banner. But yeah, looking forward to getting him done. Because he'll stand out in the army with with whatever squad he leads or whatever.
Because of his big fucking stick.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've got my stuff. I didn't turn the light on this time, but I've got some of my bits out on display. Fucking hell. I can't help it now.
You're walking into him today, aren't you?
He's been at the fucking curtains again. But yeah, I need to sort out that display because the pane of glass, I need to do some adjustments in there or something because it sits just like a millimeter crooked but leaves a gap, and I don't want dust getting in there. So I need to make that cabinet dust proof, and well, they're in there now, so time is kind of against me now. I need to crack on with that. And then while I'm at it, put some strip lights in around the front of it. And I don't even know if this fixture will be permanent anyway, because it was free. it suits the purposes now, I'll probably, with money and time and stuff, carry on improving it and probably replace it with something. But at the moment, it works really, really well.
Yeah, I thought you wanted it. Even
Great
just
to
give
have
it
all
like
this
a
stuff
paint.
set up.
Give it like a paint it black or something. Get some like matte black paint. And...
Yeah, could do. Yeah, I think it's almost as old as me, possibly older. I don't know.
Well,
But,
I got those boxes, those cabinets from Smiths, which I got 2 of them, and it's got 207 minis in.
I take it the screenshots appearing now of these.
I'll put some up, yeah. But they're just you've got they've got take 3 AA batteries, sorry, and they fully illuminate up. Very nice. I'll put the screenshots up now. So yeah, they're really good, and they're working with 35 quid each.
That is dirt cheap, considering like all the lighting is included in the case.
Yeah.
Like you think what you'd spend. The popular choice is obviously the IKEA Detolf. Is that what it's called? Detolf.
Is this Smith's toy store you bought them in?
Yeah. Smiths with a Y, not like your myths, but SMYTH. Now the ones I've killed.
Oh, you mean Smythes?
the ones that killed the giraffe, Jeffrey, and took over his manor, basically. But yeah, and I'll tell you what, there was a bigger shocker for us. Big old box. You can't see it yet. But big old box, I opened it, and they came out, and I was like, oh, fuck. I just, in my head, I had to put them together.
Right.
I just assumed, like every other cabinet, like they came in bits, obviously, Detolf.
So it's just straight out of the box.
Straight out of the
stick
box.
some batteries in.
You got to peel the sticker, not the stickers, but the covering off with perspex fronts, just, which are just there for protection.
Yeah.
And wax some batteries in, and that was it, done. Few screws in the wall.
Yeah, I feel like they'll be incredibly popular for hobbyists.
Yeah, you can't get little ones as well, because the big fuckers, they're about that by that.
Yeah, I've seen the smaller one. The smaller one doesn't have the lights in, does it?
No, it does. No, it does.
Oh, does it?
I'm pretty sure it does. You're making this down yourself now.
Yeah, I thought, because I looked at it recently when you sent me the link the other day, and I was eyeing it up, and I thought I looked at the smaller one, but it looked like it was more basic.
It's smaller, but it's a lot cheaper as well. It's like 16 quid or something like that. I was thinking, actually, sort of started thinking, oh, hang on a minute, should I just get the smaller ones? Will this be enough? But it's narrower as well, as like not as many shelves. It's yeah.
It'd be cool for like displaying like your kill team or something like that.
Are these the 5-level minifigure display cases?
It will be, yeah. It's for it's for Lego minifigures, but it fits the, I don't know what they're called. There's a range of Lego toys.
I'll tell you what would fit in there beautifully is Battletech mechs.
Oh, it'll fit them in.
Yeah, they'll fit lovely in them.
Class.
You can see the cogs whirring in Scar's head right now.
I'm like, could I get 6 on the wall?
Do you know what?
Duracell will be loving you. Other brands are available.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Do you know what? You might be right. The smaller one doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't think it did.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought about
the
smaller ones just
still
got
has
smaller
some use,
spaces.
Yeah. I mean, they still look good for what they are.
Plus,
and you could still wire them up, but
I did take all the Lego bases out, and I've got that.
Yeah,
I love it.
It was just a block of Lego bases, as you can see by the lines. I'm like, hello? Is that 1987?
You're just missing it.
Oh, it's like trigger happy TV.
Yeah.
Hello? I said to the bear, that's how big phones used to be. And you went, what, like that? I went, no, like that.
There's a reason why they used to call them blockies.
Yeah. But yeah, they're cool. So I've got those up, and you have to get rid of one poster frame thing.
You're gonna be hard pushed to find a cheaper, more effective way to display your miniatures well
Yeah.
It's such an affordable rate and such an easy way. Like you said, it's not even fucking flat packed. It's literally open the
You
box,
just
peel
open
off.
up and get it.
Stick it on.
I spent 70 quid on the two of them. And I remember thinking, what's quite a bit, 70 quid. But then when you think about what I've spent on other ones,
Look at the alternatives.
Those are over
both
70 quid each.
Yeah, and look at the alternatives in terms of time and money. Obviously, you can only display the smaller
about the ones directly
infantry
behind you,
miniatures
Sid?
in it.
Those ones.
Yeah. Are they IKEA jobbies?
They weren't IKEA. I got them off eBay, so I don't know where they're actually from. But they've got like slidey glass doors.
Right, okay.
There's no lights in them. I always planned on doing that. I thought I'll just get them on the wall so they're out the road. And I'll just put some minis in for now. And then
That's the end of that.
Yeah. If they're opened like that, you'd be like, get the minis out. But as it's like a slide, and then you've got to put them in and rotate them and make sure they're exactly right. Otherwise, when you're shutting the door, you're like,
I can imagine.
the fuck's sake. They're all knocking into each other. But it's not just that. You shut the left-hand one, and it's fine. But then when you open the right-hand one, which goes behind
because it's a couple of mil behind the first bit of glass. Yeah.
And the glass is about 3 mil thick in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a ball ache. The new ones...
It's exactly what I got out
The
there.
new ones have got
sort of
they
thing.
just slide like barn doors. There's none of this over-under. It's just the both slide
Oh, that's
out.
good.
Now, I've put them between a TV and a door frame. So there's not a great deal of sliding goes on. Actually, one does open, but the TV side doesn't as much. But they come off because it's Perspex. And you've got to do this anyway when you take the sticker off. It just says in the instructions, I read them, just bend them slightly. Just enough because it's just got like a little tab at the corners, top and bottom of each one, just that locks into the locking place. You just bend it slightly and it just pops out. So I had fucking latex gloves on, right? So I didn't want fingerprints all over them. So I had latex gloves on. They came out, all the minis went in, and then none of the sliding bollocks. I just popped them in exactly where they need to be.
I can see you there with like velvet
some of them
gloves,
do
like a jeweler or in a museum or something.
You saw, like you say, some of the Orks took a bit of a step back fronted, but nobody sort of span round or fell off or anything. So yeah,
nice.
He's got a velvet rope outside the door of his hobby room there.
Yeah. The biggest base I got in was a 50 mil. 50 mil base went in without any issues.
It's just they're fantastic, aren't they? Like I say, you've got there's so many options out there. You can build your own. We were watching videos the other day on that when people building their own out of the metal racking, which looked very cool. I think the way they did it on there, we probably thought you could do the same sort of thing a bit cheaper. And it's a project you can work on as you go as well. You could build the thing and you could add the lights later. You can carry on improving it. But I was very much thinking at one point about getting like a shelving unit and then putting like perspex with like probably magnets or whatever, drilling just literally perspex on the front of a sort of a wooden shelving unit, because it's like all the three sides and tops and shelves are all done for me. I just need to put the glass or perspex panels on there. But then this thing turned up and I'm like, oh, literally. And I had that space already for it, and I'm like, saw the measurements. I'm like, that's going to fit exactly. That's perfect. Yeah, I'll fucking bite your hand off for that.
Yeah.
Well, I've got
this.
this.
Nice when that happens.
The shelf.
It's meant to be.
It's just an IKEA floating shelf. I tilt that up a bit, you'll be see it a bit more. That shelf thing, it's got a lot of Lego on at the minute. From just let's be sons, and I'm sorting this out tomorrow.
From here, it looks like a Met Town.
It does a bit, but it's Harry Potter Lego, so it doesn't
broken the
stand
illusion.
Up a close inspection. But what I've thought about doing for a long time was replacing that shelf with, or maybe it's just sticking it on top. You know the IKEA box sort of units you get.
Like the cube shelves.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes it's like 2x2 or 3x2. Or
but you can get a 1x4. I think
you can get like a long one, which you normally put that way, but you can I've put it sideways before in places, and I thought about putting it along there. But the thing that's always like Foxters was, what am I going to do for a front? I'd like to have a cover on it because it'd be dead easy to put up. It would hold a ton of weight. Dead easy to put lights in, but I don't want it like open fronted because of dust. But
That's what I was saying. Like I was
that
saying, like the
that
perspex.
magnet, yeah, where you just got a big sheet of perspex. And it doesn't have to be sort of like, fucking 6 mil thick bulletproof grade or anything. It can just be, flippily floppily stuff. Then you have like
You just wanted to protect them from the dust.
Yeah, then you got to stop dust. I mean,
yeah,
2 mil would do that. And a bit magnetic strips. Bop. There you go, sorted. Dead easy to take off when you need to. Dead easy to pop back on. So I think that's going to get done at some point, because it's great having all these display things like those ones and these new ones. But I do a lot of stuff that doesn't fit. Just like, he wouldn't fit in the box, he'd have to sit down. But
it's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame because like it's so nice for me now to be able, for the first time, like, God, since years and years ago with old armies, be able to have stuff on display.
Yeah,
because I paint the stuff, work hard on it, it takes ages, and then it only sees the light of day if I'm featuring it in a video or it's having a game.
Yeah,
do you know
what? I'm finding it weird as well. I'm in that weird position now where I have painted miniatures and I'm going, yeah, it's a pity having to put them in storage. So actually looking at a few of them shelves, I'll see if I'll have a conversation with the missus here, and you know what I mean, there might be a row.
Take the measurements, see if them Storm Boy plumes will fit in there.
Well, hopefully. If not, I'll put them like kind of sideways, as Sid was saying. You know what I mean? Angle them on the diagonal. But they should do. They're on 32 mil bases, but they'll be all kind of like flying diagonally in the case.
But I could see Battletech mechs looking great in there lined up. They look beautiful. It'd be made for them.
You'll fit. There's 50 in that one. There's 15. Basically 15 of those plate sizes. 5 shelves. Each one's got televised. Sorry, there's 25 of those.
So there's 5 plates in each.
There's 5 shelves, 1 to 3 or 5, and then there's 25. Now you can fit 32 mil base wise 3 minis on there. It's quite big for 3. You can actually fit 4 on if you kind of go front back. You fit 4. I tend to do a lot of my Ork scan like and I'm like, just fucking chuck your elbows in, man. Chickens, what's all this shit? I'll get their elbows out and pointing the guns as far forward as they can, like idiots. But little bit of position and you can manage it knee bother. 40 mil bases, again, 2 or 3 go on knee bother. 25 mil with Grot, so you can fit shitloads on. You fit like 8 on, because you can just double rank them.
It'd say it'd be easy 75 mechs, wouldn't it, in there?
Well,
like the mech bases,
possibly even 100 if you did the staggered thing, especially because you could get a hex base there.
Because they're hexed, you'll be able to stagger them. You'll be able. You won't. I don't think you'll be able to get too deep, but you'll definitely be able to fit quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I counted, and there was 207 in there altogether. And like I say, they should hold 100 each. If I put 4 in each one, which I did for the most of it, and I got 207 because I have cheated by putting about 30 Grots in and some squigs. And they don't take up a lot of space at all. But some of them, Tank Busters, Mega Nobs, they spread out a bit more. But
man, you come outside of the hobby, like it's like, because if you look at something that is designed for displaying the hobby, like there's a lot of specialist companies out there that do this stuff, and for like figurines, collectors, and Gundams and stuff, like, and I mean, there's some like really high end, expensive fucking options out there, and they're like, we're talking thousands. And then like you've got like things for displaying jewelry and plates and collectors things and stuff, and again, still quite expensive, but looking out in the world of Lego and finding a fucking display case for them that just works perfect. It's such a cool.
It's not even Lego, is it? Really, let's be honest. It's
not
proper brand. Otherwise, you would pay no doubt more.
Wilco blocks.
These little studs, which if it was Lego would have Lego written on the top of each one. They haven't. So, as far as I'm concerned, they're just, that's like reactive armor. That's armor plating. I'm gonna build some scenery with them bits. I mean, that'd be a shame not to.
Fucking yeah.
It's mint.
There's a video in that as well, isn't there? Yeah. See what I turn this into.
I think I'm going to try and do some more terrain videos. Because I need some more terrain. Just to sort of like freshen it up.
Well, a lot of the comments we got on the battle reports, if you've been watching them, people, the Warboss League is still in the. We're just about to. Next video is round 4. But yeah, a lot of the comments on that was in regards to the terrain and that. So
but it looks so good, like seeing 2 fully painted armies, and then some of the armies were themed and customized so well on those really nice tables. It's like, well, this is what the hobby's about, really. You know what I mean?
Totally.
This is what it's all about.
100%.
Mm.
I've been looking at getting a new game for the family, because I've got Hero Quest up there, the new Hasbro one. Been playing that with friends and family and stuff, and introducing normies into the world of sort of RPGs and gaming, tabletop gaming. They're all loving it. But we played Hero Quest with our family, all the kids, and Shola possibly just still a tiny little bit too young, so it was quite hard to hold her attention and keep her invested in the game and that. But I've been sort of scouring YouTube and that a lot lately, and looking for sort of like tabletop games that not your monopolies and your board games, your general board, but something that's a bit more sort of hobby focused, for the family to play together on that. And I've stumbled across this game. I'm definitely going to buy it. It's been out for a while now, but I think it came out on Kickstarter, and then they've been doing some expansions and stuff for it since. But it's called Necromolds, and it's a tabletop war game, but it's got a genius system. The miniatures are made with Play-Doh.
Oh, this reminds me of an old board game. There was a one where it was like little black currants trying to escape back in the 90s, and they'd get squished. It'd mold them, and they were the pieces, and they'd get squished. And
well, this is what it's going. So you played a part of like a wizard or a sorcerer or something, and you're battling each other, and you make golems out of the Play-Doh. So, and that is your tub of goo, your Play-Doh, in whatever color you are, green or purple. That's your points, because when the Play-Doh runs out, you can't make any more monsters. And the molds come in, they look like little plastic, they're like little spell books. And you open them up, you put the Play-Doh in, you fold it in, and it makes you a thing. And you've got different ones. And on the back of said spell book, you turn it over, and it's got all the stats on it for how many,
pretty cool.
And you roll your dice, and it's a very simple fight till the other lot are dead. And you both wear these rings, these big plastic rings that have got your like symbol on it, and so when you kill them, you mash them into the ground. It leaves a thing. And and they've created like there's expansions, there's little booster packs you can buy. So you can buy monster packs that come with like more Play-Doh and different spells. And then there's the only slightly disappointing thing is the game is 2-player or solo, which I've never understood solo gaming. Sorry for those watching that like it, I just don't get it. But they do an expansion that puts it up to 4 players. But yeah, there's all different monsters you can buy and expansions and shit, and you can buy different rings and all that sort of shit. But yeah, it's £50 for the startup game, for the base game, and then they sell a load of expansions as well. But I thought, yeah, the kids will love that, because it sort of leans into their sort of artistic stuff. They're always doing stuff with Play-Doh and stuff anyway. But yeah, it looks really fun. I've watched quite a few YouTube videos on it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm having to put me a piece of that, because that looks like a great entryway game for the snotlings in your household, if you want to get them into gaming and stuff. Very accessible, and yeah, just looks like a lot of fun. I looked at it, I'm like, man, when I was a kid, I would have been all over that shit, like big time. And I look at it now, I'm like, I'm an adult, I'm still all over that shit. Like, it's really, the kids being around is just an excuse. I want it for myself. It looks fun as fuck. It just looks like it just looks like really well designed and really well made. And they've really, I think that is genius, that the tub of Play-Doh that's your points limit. That's your and the molds, the way they've done the stats on the back of the books and everything. But yeah, check it out, people. Necromolds. Go and have a look at that and check out some of the review videos and that. And it looks like a lot of fun, actually.
I was watching
a good fun family game.
The Sniping Web.
Oh yeah, I love that channel.
Yeah, I was watching them, and they were looking at
Never miss
my
those.
leg.
Yes, I was
From-
looking at that. Yeah.
Yeah, from back in the day, and I remember the game being out. I'd never even had no sort of like interest in it, like getting it, but I remember it because the artwork. And I don't know who done it, but it must have been from the same fella who used to do some of the comic strips in the original sort of. I say the original, the old White Dwarfs. There was
Yeah.
one which was just a little Grot. Can't remember what his name was, but he was just like your little goblin head on a spiky sort of like black body, his
Oh,
fur body,
yeah.
arms and legs, and it was just his adventures as this little goblin in Orc society. Just for that kind of, it was just disgusting thing. There was, I always remember one strip was an orc walking back from the the watering hole, the drinking den or whatever, and he was walking back pissed, and he has his voice going, "I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna eat you." He's like, "Oh." And he looks down, he sees this massive, like, shape, like, shadow of coming around the corner, going, "I'm going to find you, and I'm going to eat you." And he runs off screaming. And then it's like the Grot walks around the corner, and his shadow massive with his finger halfway up his beak, sort of like, "I'm going to find you, and I'm going to eat you." Ah! It was just shit like that. Dead basic, dead,
Yeah.
but it was good. But I regret not getting the game. I mean, it was probably about, I think it was
Games
6 or
Workshop
7
game.
quid. Yeah, it was a board game. It was 6 or 7 quid. It was all just like cards and like, the playing pieces were cards on stands and that. But if you want it now, I think they were saying it was 200 quid on eBay and that. And you basically, the thing was, you had to sort of you were going around a board which was like 3 circles which linked together, but you could choose which way you went round it. In certain places, sort of give you cards, and you got the cards, and you had to build a troll, and you had like the head, the body, and the legs.
That's it.
And you put like the cards together, but you could nick cards off other people, so you could nick parts of their troll to build your troll, and all this sort of stuff. And it was a first to build 2 full trolls, but there was also a troll who roamed the middle circle where all the really good stuff was. And if he got you, "Oi, that's one leg," and you lost all your troll bits. So you had to sort of like, it was just. They said it was canny, but it wasn't like
Basic, but
basic as hell. Yeah, but I was like,
yeah.
But their overall review, if you like, their opinion of it in the end, I was thinking, "Oh well, I think it looks better than that." I think it looks. I could see.
I've been watching. I can't remember what the channel is. Oh, there's a channel I watch a lot, and he reviews or does like nostalgic look backs at old games and does an unboxing of them and talks through the playing of them and that. And it's brought back so many fucking memories for me, because games that I forgot that I had as a kid. He did one the other day. I think it's called Valley of the Dinosaurs, and you're like these sort of explorers, like on the Robin
helmets. Fifth helmets.
Yeah. Yes.
Like that with
that's
revolvers.
Yes, that's the one. And you have the volcano.
Lost Valley of the Dinosaurs.
Lost Valley of the Dinosaurs.
You had a volcano. You had a volcano.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mayan temple.
And you put the lava tiles down.
Yeah.
And you got the little flying pterosaur, the working beak that would pick them up.
T-Rexes all over the shop.
That's it. Which were like the little rubber, like,
yeah,
the ones you buy like the pound shops and that. And then you got the swamp,
had moving wings and a beak.
You had like the plesiosaur, like
game.
Loch Ness monster,
right,
like circling like the river bit as well. Yeah. Such a good game, and I was like, "Oh wow, I remember that. That was so good."
Yeah,
I don't remember ever playing with it. I don't ever remember playing the game because I was so young. But there's a copy of it in my grandmother's. But I do remember playing with the pieces.
The dinosaurs. And
well,
you
would have been super young, like only.
You had to steal gold from the temple, because it's all the appropriation of wealth. And escape the valley with it. My mate had one called, I don't know if it was just called Atlantis or Escape. I think it was Escape from Atlantis. And the board was like just sea, just a big sort of like blue tile. But you had like island pieces, which went on like a hex grid. And you had the island in the middle of it. And that was the board you played on. But as the game went on, you removed bits of the island. So the island was falling into the sea. So the island got smaller and smaller.
Into the thing,
Is Forbidden Island you're on about, or is this an old 80s?
I'm sure it was an Atlantis base. I only played it once, and that was on one of those, last day of term, bring your games to school type of days, like middle school when we were being about like 11 or 12 or something.
Okay.
And so like would have been right at the end of the year.
It was games like that are responsible for games like that are responsible for getting me into the hobby. That sort of thing is that entryway into it, because enjoyed all lots of board games and stuff. And we used to go around my dad's ex-wife. We used to go to her families like quite regular. I don't know if it was like a weekly thing, but I remember it being quite regular. And we'd always end up sitting up and playing around the dining table, playing various board games. We do Monopoly, and we do the Game of Life, and we do Cluedo, and we do all the usual suspects, and Mastermind, which I never liked when they played that because I was shit at it. But yeah, when we played games like that, and that was when my first experience of Hero Quest was as well. But it was them games with that interactivity and us telling a story and stuff that really, and I think that's why then later on, like, you know, 40K and stuff drew me in. And we played in my house. We played a lot of Space Crusade. We played the shit out of it, went all the way through the whole campaign, and yeah, it was just, it was so fun, especially as a, you know, even as a kid, a young kid. My favorite movie back then was Aliens, and still one of my favorite movies to this day for bloody good reason. But yeah, that just brought all that sort of imagination in of, you know, being able to play out a very similar scenario, like Marines on a space station being hunted by aliens and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Never did play Space Hulk. Never did play it.
No?
Always wanted to. Always wanted
Great
it.
game.
Coveted it.
I'm still baffled to this day that they don't keep that in continuous production. Like, it's that good of a game. It really is.
Never lost popularity, has it? It's
The only
never.
time I went
It's a solid game.
I used to play it with one of the lads in the street who had it, and he was always a Gene Stealers, and I was always a Terminators. And when they started bringing out the expansions, not so much like the Deathwing and that, but they started bringing out just additional rules and White Dwarves, and it basically brought in Gene Stealers, like not the pure strains, but like the second gen and the third gen, where they were like, you know, the gadgets with the bulbous heads and 3 arms.
Yeah, like the cultists and stuff.
And they were running around with auto cannons and las cannons and stuff, and all of a sudden the Gene Stealers were shooting back, and I didn't like that, because I was very much get a corridor, secure it, go Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
I've got this.
Jam,
He's got your back. He's got your back. Yeah. Me in the walls, man. All that sort of stuff. And all of a sudden, they just peek around the corner, and you're going, "Well, what are you doing?" They totally upset the balance. And
Yeah.
sort of like, oh, a bit put off by that. And you always wanted to use those. And I was thinking,
I used to play the game on 3DO, on my mate's 3DO, and I remember borrowing it and playing the shit out of Space Hulk on that.
PSX.
Fuck me, that game was brilliant. It was such a good game. And it had sort of like FMV sequences. When the Gene Stealers got close, they were all like FMV. Whoa, these graphics are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You got like house rules and stuff for that, haven't they? There's a lot of things online for like house rules views and like mega.
We were talking about doing some ourselves, like having just playing Space Hulk, but using Mega Nobs and using clan rules, because it'd be the same thing, really. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
do that, wasn't he?
create quite a cool sort of like skirmish style sort of Mega Nobs fighting over a Space Hulk's treasures and stuff.
But this is in the lore. This is what they do. Like,
of course they do.
They always throw a tractor beam on a Space Hulk and then clear it out, you know, and take it over.
Yeah, you could come up with some fun, some fun fluffy rules and things for that, like Ork boarding parties and stuff. You could have some good fun with that. Definitely.
It was a shame, because that's, like I say, that's what Gar was in the middle of setting up, the old Rivets and Dakar. A few years ago, he was going to be doing that when he sadly passed away. Talking about doing it, and he was going to build the board and everything. Well,
I would have loved to have seen that as well, because you kind of know he would have made something very cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
It's time, isn't it? Time getting to do all these things. We always got more ideas than we've ever got the fucking time to fucking do.
This is it. I need to get my finger out. Oh, what's this? Running out of time. No,
I was
very
about to say, speaking of time, I think we're running out for this episode.
Yeah.
We're running
Yeah,
out.
I think we
As you
probably
said,
are.
running
aren't
out
we?
of time, it popped up on my screen.
Well, I got a bit of yellow on about 5 of these dudes.
I primed a
Not
good
much.
few mechs. I think I got about 5 or 6 primed and black and the grass color done, so they're prepped and ready to rock and roll.
I got
Nice.
some red and yellow on 4 tanks. Just
Tidy.
just
Well, you've
basic. I
both
still
been
need to
way more productive than me, that's for damn
wash it
sure.
and highlight it.
When it comes to base coating and base colors, it's grand. Detail stuff, no. On
Yeah.
streams,
Hmm.
doesn't happen.
Yeah, amen to that.
But it's been fun. So this is Skarner saying, don't forget to drill your barrels.
The next time, take care.
And this is 6 Plus Steve-O signing out.